needs. Shit, I don't want to work either. I want to sit up on my ass and not do shit all day too. But I can't. Because I wouldn't have shit. The only time I'd be cool with being a provider for another adult is for my wife that's pregnant. But other than that, I'm not financially supporting another full able-bodied adult ever again. Because I realized that I'm never going to be happy doing that. If you don't own a pot to piss in, you can't come.
I'm not saying that being a stay-at-home mom is not hard, but a lot of these women aren't stay-at-home moms. They are just women that want to chill at the crib. So in this climate, it's not enough work for a woman to actually have to stay at home.
Unpopular opinion. Our fathers, grandfathers, uncles, they were not better providers than men are today. They just lived in a time where life was a lot easier. And I'm gonna break this down because I hate to see people comparing the two without giving context.
What up, dude? This your boy Peanut, the People's Nut, man, the practitioner of life giving helpful advice. Today we're gonna try to tackle this ideal of traditional marriage and quote unquote provider male. Love, much like nature, follows purpose and rules. Love is functional. And I think that a lot of people hold on to this idea of traditional marriages. Like you hear a lot of women screaming on the internet, I don't want to go 50-50. And then you got these other men that have been blessed to be in a position to provide 100% for the bill, saying you're not a real man if you don't provide for your lady. But that's all a myth. That's all hoopla and bullcrap that's being pushed on the internet because everybody is pushing to make money, so they have to say the most sensationalized thing to get people to click on their videos and everything like that. But today we're really going to tackle the nuance and why that 50-50 is probably the best outcome for most or majority people if you're going to be married or if you're going to want to couple with somebody, because not every man is going to be able to 100% provide. And I think that a lot of men are waking up to the scam of being a 100% provider, because that doesn't necessarily guarantee you loyalty or that your marriage is going to be long term. I think a lot of us, both men and women, have bought into this idea that love is forever because of Disney, but love is really, if it makes sense for now, that's what it really means. Like if you really look at it, especially with the divorce rates and everything like that, love is not supposed to be eternal or forever. It's supposed to be if it makes sense for now. Love and marriage isn't this fairy tale concept. Love is a necessity. And one of the main necessities or function of love is to build a healthy union. And from that healthy union, you build healthy communions. But because we are in a individualism society today, it makes more sense to go 50-50 because a lot of us aren't building communities. We haven't done that. And times have changed. Like back in the 1950s, a lot of women keep saying it on the internet that they got married because they had to, because they couldn't get credit cards, they couldn't get own homes and things in their name. If you know the women and men keep holding on to this idea that they want a 1950s type of romance and love, but a lot of women have come online and said that a lot of women got married in the 1950s out of necessity because they didn't have the ability to get credit cards to put property in their name. So so that was the necessity for them in the 1950s. And then also a man could provide for a whole family off of one income working at a factory where the cost of living was definitely much cheaper. And in this video, this guy is going to break down the nuance why that it was easier for people to have or get a provider male in the 1950s versus now. But let's jump into it.
The average minimum wage in 1990 was $4. The average minimum wage today is $7.25. Once again, it hasn't doubled. So comparing somebody today to somebody in the past is like comparing to someone playing a video game on Hall of Fame to somebody that's playing the game on easy mode with the sliders up. So there's really no comparison, but people, they really lack understanding of this basic thing. And I know a lot of people, they're going to say, well, they just need to leave their jobs, find better jobs, and make more money. And I agree with that largely. I do think people need to up their skill sets so they could be better and bigger earners. At the same time, people say those things without understanding how the economy and how ecosystems work. These jobs that people down talk and consider low wages, these jobs are what makes the country go round. How you get your food, the clothes that's on your back, the building you live in, the people that's teaching your kids, the cars we drive in. All these things are ran and function by people that don't make a lot of money.
And like he said, that is part of the ecosystem. Everything happens in stages. Like once you earn more skills and you provide more to the market gives you more. But if we all just strive to make more money and all at once and everything like that, you won't have those basic necessities. You won't have these gig workers that's willing to bring you your Uber Eats to your house. You won't have stuff stocked at Walmart. You won't have somebody to give you your food when you go to McDonald's. So to say that those people don't deserve love because they don't make a certain amount of money is asinine, because everybody has a necessity for love. And to have that idea that only men are supposed to carry this financial burden for women so women can have an easy life when we're both functional adults, it comes from a selfish place, and also is driven by social media. A lot of these women log on to social media, and we have access to so many different people's lives. So you start romanticizing about these other people's lives and romanticizing about just sitting at home doing nothing and having a life of leisure and laying by the pool and getting flown out to here and there and all these other places. But that's not the purpose or the function of love and marriage, unless that's just your idea of love and marriage. But that's not real the true function of it.
So if these people quit and left these careers and chase to make more money, the whole economy in the world would shut down immediately. So we need people in these positions and career fields, which is why it never makes sense to me when I see people down talk people that actually do these jobs. They make the world go round. So again, you can't compare somebody like that to your father, grandfather, or uncle that was living in the past. But also, and this is probably the biggest point, and if you're going to compare people from the past to today, this should be the point that y'all bring up. Is that people understood where they were in life and where they were on the social, economic ladder, and they desired and wanted things that were according to where they were in life. Meaning back in the day, you didn't see people who were teachers, factory workers, telemarketers, with Louis Vuitton bags, going to Turks and Caicos, driving BMWs. You didn't see people like that with those things, and nor did they want them, because they understood where they were economically. And there wasn't any social media back then, so they didn't care to impress people. They understood those things were for the rich and wealthy. And nowadays, you have people who don't even make 60, 70,000 annually that want and desire and need to have all these things. And men who aren't making enough feel like they need to get them or they aren't providing properly. So you have this weird dichotomy and everything is off balance simply because people are not putting things into context. And this isn't me making excuses for people, because I know oftentimes people will hear something like this and they'll say, oh, you're just making excuses for people. That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just putting things in their proper context, because I know this is social media and everybody loves sensationalism, but that's just childish. And what's the point of having a real adult conversation if you're not going to put things into their proper context? So at the end of the day, what I am saying though is give people grace. Stop expecting people to have things overnight. Stop comparing people to other people. Be willing to build with someone, because if you're not willing to do those things, you're going to stay in a state of struggle because you're expecting things that just aren't reality when it comes to the majority.
That was one thing that people in the past did understand. That's why you had college kids getting together and willing to build and grow with each other, because they knew it had certain stages. And like he said, back then you didn't have social media. So I think social media is warping a lot of people's brain and understanding of life. But you didn't have people wanting all these luxury items and all of these goods. So it's not that men can't provide for women in this climate. It's just that these women desire way more than a man can provide. And instead of just partnering with this dude so y'all both can have a easier life and build together, a lot of women want to just come in at the finish line. And we see how that plays out. You know, you're going to end up like Nick Cannon, just being another baby mama on another nigga roster, especially once he make it towards that finish line. And another thing he pointed out is like, I don't get why people job shame or bash these people when those people are really the true people that make the world go round, that keep the economy afloat. The gas dude, the cable dude, the people that are willing to come clean your house, the people that prepare your food at these restaurants, the people that serve you those food at the restaurant. Why would you make them feel little or less than, or feel shame about their job that they're coming to work to serve you? So I think we all need to get back to respecting other people and giving people, like you said, grace, and just the courtesy of being kind to them and not like, ugh, you work that job, you're not good enough for me. Like, it's retarded. It's retarded when these people actually are the people that make the world go round. They should be appreciated and they should be shown grace and respect. A book I read a long time ago, The Rainmaker. The very person that you shit on and you feel that you're better than could be the very person that you may need in the future. So why not treat everybody with kind and courtesy and be respectful towards them? That don't mean necessarily, yeah, you have to be kiki buddy with everybody and hang out with them and invite them over to your house and barbecue, but just treating them with basic common respect and decency, that goes a long way because you don't know how these people are feeling and what's going on in their life. And you should be thankful that these people are willing to wake up and do a job that they probably don't like just for a paycheck and to keep the economy going. But this stud, this stud had a realization. I think a lot of women are waking up, especially after dating other women and the ones that identify as masculine and they quote unquote have to be a provider or that's what a man's supposed to do. But I think men and society has the power to change that definition. It shouldn't be you are masculine if you provide, you are masculine if you do such and such and such and such. It should just be hard or easy. And it shouldn't be deemed masculine for you to go to work outside the home, and it shouldn't be deemed feminine if you want to stay at home and rear the kids. Those two should be intertwined and genderless. It shouldn't matter. It should just, is it functional for the goal that we have or we're trying to get to, and who's better suited for that job? And yes, necessarily more times it is a woman that is more suited for that job. But if you get with a career driven woman and she wants to lead the ship financially, that does not mean you have to be masculine in that sense. You don't have to be masculine. A lot of women deem making money as masculine. Many women deem things masculine that they don't want to do, the jobs that they don't want to do, like working outside the home, like making money, like, because it's harder. It's harder to do that. So they would rather take the easier route. I'm not saying that being a stay at home mom is not hard, but a lot of these women aren't stay at moms. They are just women that want to chill at the crib. So, in this climate, it's not enough work for a woman to actually have to stay at home. But most women only want to do a job that they like. And the only way they can do a job that they're like is that a man grants them the option to do that by working. He taking on more workload to cover both of them. But like I said, this stud figured it out and said that this is the scam. Let's listen to this stud.
Single now, and I realized that I will never be completely happy as long as I'm providing for somebody. I'm sorry, but it irks me to come home after I've been working, to see somebody sitting up on my couch and not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the fruits of my labor. The economy is a beast. And I worked hard to get to the place that I am today. I didn't have no handouts. You know what I'm saying? I had to work hard for this shit. And I'd be damn if, you know what I'm saying, I let somebody else come up in here and enjoy my shit without offering to contribute, to pay a bill up in this bitch. I'm trying to have something. I'm trying to own a home. If the right woman come along, maybe a family with the right woman. But like I said, I need a partner that's gonna be a partner, not a dependent. You can lean on me, I can lean on you. If one of us need help, I got you, and vice versa. That's how I know it's real. We both women. We both have the same needs. Shit, I don't want to work either. I want to sit up on my ass and not do shit all day too. But I can't. Because I wouldn't have shit. The only time I'd be cool with being a provider for another adult is for my wife that's pregnant. And after the pregnancy, she decides she want to homeschool the kids, because who the fuck want to put their kids in the public education system right now, especially. But other than that, I'm not financially supporting another full able-bodied adult ever again, because I realized that I'm never going to be happy doing that. If you don't own a pot to piss in, you can't come piss in my pot.
In 2025, I think we're going to have to redefine marriage and what marriage means to a lot of people, because times have changed and things do evolve. I don't think that marriage is what it once was, because the state has already separated from the church. And so it'd be wise to not allow the state to control or govern over something that's supposed to be ordained by God, which is love, the romance of love. So I think we're going to have to redefine what marriage means, and it's going to probably be a lot more prenups, a lot more people going to have to be willing to go 50-50. It's going to have to be a lot more people striving towards a true partnership and figuring out what works inside of their relationship, and not listening to the internet and letting the internet define what your idea or definition of love is. Because again, love is a necessity. It is not a fairy tale, magical, whimsical feeling. You can consciously love some women. I think a lot of women have showed us that they consciously love or pick the person that best suit them. So men have to follow suit and do the same thing and be able to set the boundaries that you're willing to take on. So if you are a man that's willing to take on 100% of the finances to give your wife the ease and of being just a woman and a mother, kudos to you. And I think more women need to be appreciative of those men that can provide those type of lifestyles. But men also understand that if you allow that, the state is going to possibly take half your shit. Like, you're possibly going to lose half your shit if you get a marriage contract and it does not work out, and you didn't write up your own contract, which is a prenup. Yes, we hear a lot that prenups can be thrown out and all this other stuff, but you can secure and protect yourself as a man. But I'd like to hear from y'all. Do you think that we're going to have to reimagine and redefine marriage, and a lot of us need to let go of this ideal of a traditional marriage because we don't live in traditional times? Make sure you comment down below. This your boy Peanut, the People's Nut. Peace.